Hello everyone, welcome to DTBTV. I'm now going to be on here full time, so if you are with me for the first time, welcome. If you're following me from Doubters to Believers, please stay on there. I'm not asking people to leave the group like I've done. I just want to concentrate solely on YouTube, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm just going to read a little piece out by, as always, like I always do, by Chief Writer Ian Doyle. And it's just about the international break. And obviously the international break is always frustrating for us Reds, and it's certainly adding fuel to the fire for the FSG out brigade, because this is exactly what they wanted. They wanted us to get catastrophic injuries so that they could say they were right, and that's kind of pathetic. It's one of the main reasons why I've left the group. I was actually thinking this morning of starting a new group, something about, a group that's basically you're only allowed in it if you want to talk about tactics, formations, football, decisions. I don't want a group which is all about I want to be the next chairman or the next owner, or I want to decide who's coming in and who's coming out. I know that's football chat, but it's not football chat I like. But I've decided against doing that. I'm just going to stay on my YouTube channel, do my videos like I always do, and really push my YouTube now. So yeah, so I'm just going to read this piece out by Ian Doyle, and it's quite thorough really, and it just makes you understand a little bit about what's going on. So it says here, 3 games. That is all it has taken for Liverpool's squad strength to be given its first real test this season. And as is often the case, the international break is partly to blame. Jurgen Klopp has long admitted to crossing his fingers, legs, and probably more besides in the hope his players return from national team unscathed. But even the Reds boss will have been astonished by the new and creative ways that are threatening the involvement of players when his next team selection is due for the Premier League at Leeds on Sunday. In the case of Naby Keita, there is no guarantee he will even be back in the country. The midfielder has found himself embroiled in a volatile political situation that has rocked his native Guinea and forced the postponement of a Monday's World Cup qualifier against Morocco. Liverpool are in constant contact with Keita and are confident he is safe, and continue to assess options on how to ensure his passage out of the country back to Merseyside, given land and air borders in Guinea are reportedly being shut. There are also ongoing doubts with whether Becker and Fabinho can be available at the weekend, with the Brazilian FA said to want FIFA ruling that would ban the duo from featuring at Ellen Road. Liverpool refused to release the pair for national team due to coronavirus quarantine restrictions, a move that appears wise given the remarkable events during Brazil's home clash with Argentina on Sunday, when Brazilian health officials stormed the pitch to stop the game in the belief 4 England-based visiting players had broken local quarantine rules, ultimately forcing the game to be abandoned. Brazil are now prepared to ask FIFA to impose the 5-day rule which prevents players who were not released for international duty from featuring for their club for the 5 days after the final national team match during the break. For Brazil, that is early hours of Friday morning, meaning if FIFA used the rule that Alisson and Fabinho cannot play against Leeds, but will be back for the Champions League opener against Milan the following Wednesday. Cameron Kelleher, currently with the Republic of Ireland squad, will be on standby to make his first start of the season. Roberto Firmino has also initially been called up by Brazil, but wouldn't have featured anyway due to his hamstring injury he suffered against Chelsea. While initial scans indicate the problems were not serious, the striker will have a further assessment, with Liverpool likely to have a more accurate reading later this week of how long Firmino will spend on the sidelines. However, the Reds expect the Brazilian to be out for at least a couple of weeks, meaning he will be absent at the weekend and is a major doubt for Milan's match as well as a Premier League visit of Palace on September the 18th. The international break has already offered the usual spate of injury concerns. Harvey Elliott joined up with the England 21 squad for the first time while carrying a major muscle injury sustained against Chelsea, and on Monday was released back to Merseyside, having been deemed not fit enough for the Tuesday's qualifier against Kosovo. Elliott will be assessed by Liverpool's medical staff over the coming days, although the withdrawal was precautionary and he hasn't yet been ruled out at the Leeds game. Taki Minamino also returned early to Liverpool, having suffered a muscle problem with Japan. While the problems is not regarded as serious, there is a greater chance he would miss the weekend. Klopp can ill afford his forward option to be restricted for any lengthy period as Liverpool embark on an intense spell of 7 games in 22 days. And there are more worries for the Reds boss. Andy Robertson was substituted early in Scotland's win over Moldova at the weekend, with the Scots coach Steve Clarke admitting the left back was struggling, having played 3 games in 8 days following a brief spell out with ligament damage. Neco Williams withdrew from the Wales squad last week due to injury, while James Milner has been unavailable since the opening weekend against Norwich. With the international break yet to have concluded, Klopp can now only sit and tight and hope. Only when his squad reconvene towards the end of the week will we know exactly who can return to Leeds. So it's going to be really interesting to see. Yeah, all right, Steve, mate. It's going to be really interesting to see what kind of a press conference Klopp gives Friday, when he gets his players back from international. Sorry, I've just knocked the camera there a little bit. My apologies. Yeah, so it's going to be really interesting to see that. What I'm going to do is let you know. So I'm going to be doing all my videos on YouTube now. So please get subscribing. And if you know somebody who wants to follow my videos and my Friday night show and all that I'll be doing, then please get them to subscribe to this channel. I'm in the AFC gear today because we're away at Squires Gate in Blackpool, and they beat Macclesfield in the FA Cup 6-4 the other week. So they're a very good side anyway. So yeah, so I'm going to be really busy today. But once I get back from the AFC game, get the kit done, I will be doing my videos pre-Leeds. I'll be doing my team selection up there on the board there. So I'll do my team lineups. I mean, like I say, for all those people that know me that I've left my group Doubters and Believers, I've only left it because I'm sick to death of arguing with fans that just don't want the club to succeed. They just want themselves to be right. I mean, whether you want FSG or FSG out, what is your opinion going to do? Is it going to force somebody through the door? Is it going to make them spend money? No. Your job as a supporter is to get behind the lads, week in, week out. I'll be here on Sunday doing my watch along for Leeds United. I'll be doing 15 minutes before the game, 15 minutes half time, 15 minutes at the end. I'll also be doing, me and Craig Farragut will be in the Kenny Dalglish stand for the AC Milan game. So we're supporters. We're here to support the club, and I believe we've got the squad capable of doing something special this season. And why has it always got to be let's win everything? You know, what's wrong with challenging for the title and having a great season and winning an FA Cup or getting to a Champions League final? We can't always, I keep saying this, we have no divine right to win everything, right? But we have the squad capable of challenging, and we don't have the financial resources, i.e. Man City, i.e. Chelsea. Simple as that. So as a supporter, get your head down, knuckle down, get behind the lads. And the good thing about me doing this on YouTube is, you know, I don't have to argue with all the people on my fan group. I can just build this. So I am officially off Doubters to Believers. You'll see me post on there just letting you know that I'm coming live on here. But why shouldn't I use my own group? It's still my group. I just won't be interacting with anybody on it to save arguments, because it's exhausting. It's exhausting arguing with these people. Let's not forget that these are the same people that were out in 2019, right? The same people that were going crazy at our owners when we signed nobody. We went and won the league. They hid under their rock when we won 4 trophies, and they've come back out of their rock again. They're not supporters. They're not supporters. They're not. Because guess what supporter means? You support the players. You're not a fucking chairman. You're not a chief exec, and you're not in charge of Liverpool's transfer committee. Just do your job as a supporter and support the lads. And talk about tactics. Talk about position. Talk about Robbo playing at left back or Harvey Elliott in midfield. Or talk about the game. Say that Matip was poor or he's always injured. Talk about football. That's what supporters are supposed to talk about. And that's all I'm saying. I can't be asked to be another Arsenal. I don't want another Arsenal TV. I don't want to be. I could never do what they do. It's like Arteta says, and he's right. They're toxic. They are bringing down Arsenal to their knees, Arsenal TV, because they're negative. They hammer the players, and the players listen. The players do listen to the interviews after the game. They've destroyed the confidence of the club, and that's not what supporters should do. Let the club run itself. You get behind the lads and get bums in seats. So I'll be back during the week with more videos. I'll be doing my preview for Leeds, part 1, part 2. My team lineups Friday night, my Friday night show Friday night. And we'll be bringing you footage from around the ground for Milan, which will be an absolute baller. I cannot wait for that. And fans are allowed to travel, so the Milan fans will be travelling. So it's going to be a belter of an atmosphere. So join me throughout the week. Get subscribing and get everybody subscribing to this channel. It's free. And up the Reds. You'll never walk alone.